Welcome to the eOceanic Experience tutorial. eOceanic Experience is a growing repository of boating practicalities. They're universally applicable items of boating know-how, optimisations, procedures and inspiration. All are targeted at helping to avoid or overcome boating problems to make your time afloat easier, safer and more pleasurable. These are little gems and helpful fixes. They're most often discovered from spending time on boats. They are as often as not passed down from generation to generation, or shared between helpful mariners along the quays. eOceanic collects and categorises these. It then shares these with everyone using a single, searchable, highly consistent, cut-to-the-chase format. But where this repository is most powerful is in the eOceanic application, in the palm of your hand, aboard a vessel at sea, where it all came from. Touch the menu option or swipe from the left and touch Experience. Alternatively, there is a direct shortcut from the home page. This leads to 5 broad categories of experience: maintenance, comfort, operations, and safety. From there are 2 ways to work through experience: browse magazine style through the various categories and subsections, or via text search. To proceed with magazine browsing style, simply touch the category that relates to your interest. Let's say maintenance here. This then leads to subsections within this category to further refine the area of interest, and you select what is most appropriate. Let's say equipment care here. At this point, you arrive at the various experience articles within this subsection, represented by the header images and the title for you to browse through. When you find something of interest, simply touch the header image to see the full article. Let's have a look at how to protect the rigging here. Touch the header image and you're into the article and its specific layout, which we will touch on in a few minutes. The sections listed articles may also be perused individually in full, one after the other. This may be achieved by touching Next and Previous at the top of the page. Next leaves down through the list, and Previous leaves back up again. So that was the magazine-like browsing approach to experience. The other approach is text search. Touch the back button to return to the top of the categories of experience once again. The application provides 2 levels of search. The first is a quick title search that finds articles that have the text you input in their titles. This automatically commences once 3 characters are input into the search box without the need to touch Go. The latter then is a complete text search, which is executed when Go is pressed. This goes through the titles and the body text of the articles, looking for text matches, and it surfaces all the articles where matches exist. Text search can be directed at experience as a whole, individual categories, or subsections, depending on where you initiate the search from. Upon selecting to search, all of the articles or the subsection list that will be searched are presented beneath the text box, ready for the search. As I've started at the top of experience here, this will be all of the available experience articles. Let me pick a problem I once had that I eventually discovered was something called halyard wrap. So let's just put in the word halyard and see what I get. The quick search is not giving me any applicable results here, so I will elect for a complete text search. By starting my search here from the top level as shown, it searches the entirety of experience. If I wish to limit the results to a category, I could start in that subcategory or even in the subsection of that category. But in this case, I'm happy to find any idea, so I start at the top level and then I press Go. Then I get better options, and one here fits the bill for what I was experiencing. As you can see, had I chanced to search for the text head sail, it would have come up in the quick search. But either way, we got here. Let us go for another example. Say we lose steering at sea, and you just want any suggestion for steering. When STE is typed into the box, we see that the quick title search offers articles with these 3 characters. Add another E, and this gets more directed towards steering. Here now the second article fits, and let's touch the header to view the article and examine the presentation format. All eOceanic experience items follow the same tight 3-section format. What is the issue? Why address this issue? How to address this issue? The structure is intended to make the express concept available to both novices and seasoned mariners alike and to direct the focus. What is the issue is a level set so we can define the problem for everyone. Clearly, in this instance, if steering is lost at sea, the problem is immediate and critical. But this is not always the case as illustrated with the earlier electrolysis example. A seasoned sailor will be more than familiar with that, but a newcomer will need to be made aware of this pernicious phenomenon. Why address the issue would appear very straightforward again in this critical event of losing steerage at sea. But as with the electrolysis example, it is not an immediate issue, but if overlooked or ignored over time, it could lead to a later critical rig failure. Why address this issue sets out the positive and negative attributes of the idea or the problem to evade in hand. With many contending areas vying for our limited time, money, and resources, it aims to help you evaluate the advantages and disadvantages, costs and benefits of addressing this over the other options you have. And once you know what the issue is, weighed its importance, you can finally proceed to see what is involved and to consider how to resolve it. So that's the consistent layout, and all the items of eOceanic experience are laid out in this workmanlike way. Likewise, and as is always the case, wherever you see the speaker icon on the item's various sections, you can touch it to have the article read aloud to you.
What is the issue? It has been estimated that somewhere between 0.5 and 1% of the boats crossing oceans experience a rudder failure.
So that is eOceanic Experience, a growing repository of clever, highly effective, tried and tested ideas, solutions and optimizations. Because at sea, it can often be about more than navigating from A to B and having enough water to remain afloat all the way. Many times, it comes down to having the inspiration and practicality to work your way through a wide variety of issues that might occur. Or better still, entirely evading known issues with that proverbial stitch in time. The best way to handle a challenging problem is always to prevent it from occurring in the first place. And that is what eOceanic Experience is all about. Ample ideas, know-how and inspiration, tightly structured so you can get the idea or concept in the minimum amount of time. Searchable so you can find something specific quickly when you need it. In the palm of your hand when you might need it the most. Operating a vessel at sea. Helping to make your boating easier, safer and more pleasurable. Thank you for taking the time to view this eOceanic Experience tutorial.